Welcome to Winged Wolf Podcast. This is the podcast where we're going to keep it real and raw. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty, talking about everything that everyone's so scared to say. We're going to bring them onto the table to interview them about religion, about politics, about eating organic, living off the grid, the masculine, the feminine, their needs, their wants, what is lacking in today's society, this dating world. How do we create that tribe mentality again to get our families back together, to protect our children? We are going to talk about everything. We're going to travel. We're going to have some fun on this show. So let's get to it. Wing and Will Podcast. Let's rock and roll. Your host, Elizabeth Mooney. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Wing and Wolf Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Mooney. I'm here with my friend Brock. He is a very exciting human being that I met recently, also at the Kid Rock restaurant photo shoot that we did. And we just started talking, and he asked what I do, and he told me what he did. And I said, well, you have to come on my podcast. So we're here. We're going to have some fun today.
I think so.
So Wing and Wolf Podcast, Elizabeth Mooney with Brock, and he's going to tell you all about him, what he does. And this episode is brought to you by Tina again, Etched in Ink Tattoo, New Jersey. My girl Tina, she's awesome, does all the logos, everything. She is amazing. Oh, my tattoos. She's great. All right, so let's do it, Brock.
Let's do it. Thank you so much for having me on today.
Yeah, thank you. And he rode in on his motorcycle. You guys know I love motorcycles, so that was really, really, really cool.
Good points right there. Already.
So you're from Southern California.
Yeah, so I was born in Anaheim. Lived there till I was about 6 or 7. Moved to West Tennessee. Did a good bit of growing up there. Went back to California for a little bit. Came back again, and then now I currently live in Chattanooga. I've been there for about 15 years in Chattanooga.
What's in Tennessee that brought you back and forth?
My mother lives in West Tennessee, so that's why I'm there. And then my father's side of the family still lives in Southern California, so I go there often. I'll be there at Christmas and to see all of them.
Cool. Mm-hmm. What I like about Brock too, when I was talking to him, even right now when I'm looking at him, he really listens. Like he really stares in you and like takes you in, which I think is it's a gift. Definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I think a lot of people listen to reply and not listen to be, present.
Yeah,
so
I can tell that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So then tell them what you do, because that's the most exciting part. And he has a podcast.
Okay. So I am a professional dating and relationship coach. I've been doing this for 10 years. Coming up in January, I'll be celebrating my 10-year anniversary.
Very cool.
So I've been working with men and women from all different types of backgrounds, whether they've been going through breakups, divorces, maybe their spouse actually passed away, or maybe they're just like re-entering the dating world. They're trying to get their feet. They don't really know how things operate. And like over the last 8 years or so, people have experienced dating unlike any time prior to that. It is so totally different thanks to dating apps and social media. Right. So people who maybe got married like 20 years ago and they've gone through a separation, they have no idea what, like, not only like how to date again, but they need to learn about themselves. They need to identify with the things that are most authentic to them. So I kind of help them find their feet, get in touch with their authentic selves, and then go out into the dating world.
Interesting. Yeah. So you more start with, who are you? Yes. What do you like? Yes. Discover yourself first, which is the key of what I just said before anything.
Yeah.
For you to have, I've spoken about this stuff, but to have a divine union, you have to first come into union with yourself.
So true.
Is what you're working on.
So true. And I think a lot of people, when they go through some type of relationship devastation, a breakup, a divorce, whatever it is, they immediately rush back into dating and trying to find somebody. I'm like, hold on, maybe you need to find yourself first before you bring someone into what is essentially like emotional chaos. Like, let's get that sorted so you can be fully present and you're dating from a place of strength instead of weakness and neediness.
Right. Yeah. And so many people do that.
Oh, yes.
So then how do they find you?
I'm online. You can find my website or social media, the Brock Olsen. You just type my first and last name in. I come up at the very top.
So people will search. So basically, they know they want help.
Yes.
So they're searching for it.
Oh yeah, they're typing in dating coaches, dating experts, and that's kind of how I branded myself as Brock Olsen, the dating expert. So I get found pretty easily. And it's
And
usually when
that's
people
great.
are feeling kind of alone, or maybe they're frustrated, they're striking out, they reach out to me to make sure they have the best experiences possible.
And that's wonderful because that's already one step, right?
Hmm.
That they know, okay,
Yes.
something's not working here.
Hmm.
I need
Hmm.
help.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
that's a little easier to work with
It
than,
is. No, 100%. Yeah. I love that.
and that's part of why I have Brock here because he is, you guys know, the podcast is Wing and Wolf, the masculine, the feminine, and it's about what do I say in the intro? How do we get this dating world and the tribe mentality back? And really, a relationship is like a dance, it's a
Oh, yeah.
rhythm.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't know this. I've been teaching my whole entire life dance.
Right.
And I was said, the women is the picture, the men are the frame. But now I'm seeing that like the woman needs to surrender and follow, but can only happen if he has a strong lead.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
the same.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a car crash. That's it.
Hmm. You're absolutely right. The call upon men to take accountability for the masculine frame that they're supposed to have in place is something I think a lot of society has kind of pushed to the side, and it's why so many men seem to be lost. They don't know how to just be themselves, and like what is to be a man today. And there are so many people, including women, telling men how to be men. I'm like, we need to find the best examples of what modern healthy masculinity looks like. And so that's why I work with these men to find
What is
that
it?
what is healthy masculinity. It's not coming from a place of cockiness. It's coming from a place of rooted stoic confidence, rooted in competence. And there are
Mhm.
so many men that don't have a connection with their competence. So how can they ever lead confidently? And so you'll see guys that think they need to move certain ways in order to get attention from women. And what you end up finding is that maybe they do get the attention, but they don't know how to provide intention, which is a very, very
Because it's
different thing.
actually coming from a place of ego
Yes.
rather than the
Yes.
true.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So it never doesn't have
well, yeah, I
foundation.
was going to say there's no
Mhm.
sustainable like foundation there. So,
Interesting.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
men really need to know how to root themselves in healthy masculinity, because once they start doing that, everything actually gets much easier, but it's very hard to get to that point. Once they get there, they're like, you can't stop them.
And
They
that's where you help them.
That's exactly what I help them figure out and discover.
That's
Because all men are
beautiful.
capable of doing it. Just
Right.
very few men are brave enough to try.
Yeah, because a lot
Hmm.
of the men that I have encountered on my journey. So I was married most of my 20s.
Hmm.
And
Same.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
So 30s was like my dating experience.
Same. Hmm.
And I think the men, they didn't know what to do, especially me that
Sure.
like I'm this butterfly, free spirit,
Right.
independent, all this stuff. But doesn't
Hmm.
mean I don't want to be independent. And I have no problem having someone lead me.
Hmm.
Absolutely no problem.
But
But
they have to be competent for
yeah,
you to
and
feel safe being led.
I didn't feel safe because their way
Hmm.
was trying to control me or um, just making things harder. And it wasn't coming from a kind, gentle place.
Sure.
Or they thought, okay, if I do this and this will happen, not really knowing who I am.
Mm.
I actually like gentleness. I don't want someone being hard on me.
What do you mean gentleness? What does that look like?
Like someone who looks into my eyes, sees me, takes my hand, protects me when I'm walking.
Hmm.
Um, if there's an argument, hears me
Okay.
and emotionally
Mm.
grounds the energy,
Gotcha. Okay.
not coming from a place of
Hmm.
the anger because men naturally have that, but when they emotionally
Sure.
can, you know, ground that and come from a place of love, because if we
Hmm.
really all walk with love,
Sure.
things would be a little
Yes.
smoother.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. The emotional ability for a man to stay grounded is one of the most non-discussed characteristic traits of a healthy masculine man. Because you're right, men feel emotions. Sadly, one of the only emotions that people identify men with is what you just said, is anger. We feel all emotions. Society does not let us display those. Anger is the only one that we can publicly display. It's the only one. However, there's repercussions for that. There are social repercussions for that. So we have to figure out healthy ways of regulating our emotional self when we're feeling that. And one of the things I am really, really adamant about is understanding what stoicism is. It's the self-conquering of that emotional experience so it doesn't rule you, so you don't lash out, because it can wind really good guys up into really bad situations.
Do you have any tips for them to like kind of so society doesn't give them that outlet?
Sure. Yeah, I do. So when I'm coaching, I think that men need to have examples of what that looks like in real life. And if we don't have examples, it's hard to hit a target.
Right.
So an example that I have a lot of my guys do is I have them watch a show called Peaky Blinders. And it takes place in like 1920s Birmingham, England, and it's starring Cillian Murphy. And he is part of this gangster family. And he's trying to elevate himself to protect and provide for his family. But he goes through so many difficult situations, and to watch how he navigates those. He's very calm, he's collected, he's calculating, he's thinking, he is non-reactionary. It doesn't mean that he's not feeling. It means that he's non-reactionary. He conquers that within him, because if he shows that he is compromised or somebody can anger him with something, they know how to manipulate him.
Oh.
Which is something I think this is nothing about women, but guys, when a woman is able to see what will get under your skin, she's got you.
Yeah.
She's got you in those arguments. So you got to be able to stay composed, regulate yourself. But watching him and how he handles himself, he pauses before he responds. He smokes a cigarette. If he's having a conversation with somebody, they'll say something and he'll wait 5, maybe even 10 seconds before he responds.
I love
and
that.
it feels like a long time, but
You kind of do that.
of course I do. That way I don't just react.
Yeah,
that way I'm not just reacting. I am processing. I am thinking. It gives space. Yeah. That's something I've really tried to develop.
So you're an example of your work.
Yes, I am. But I don't have a TV show, so I can't tell people, hey, do exactly what I do. So I have them watch that show, and I think that really helps bring it all together. That, and then I also have them read The Way of the Superior Man, which is a book by David Dita, and it helps men understand their emotional experience, women's emotional experience, and both of our needs in relationships and just in life.
Okay.
It's a phenomenal book.
So right there, you have 2 big tips.
Tips.
This is a show, right?
Yes, watch Peaky Blinders and then read the book The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita.
And this is for the men out there. This is, you have a professional here who's an expert in this. So this is great advice. I'm sorry, I think I'm fixing this. It cut out earlier, so redo it. Like, do it quickly. So, and it's not edited, so I don't mind telling you guys all this. But you have 2 tips for the men. This is wonderful advice. And you even know what to look for in the show is, just how he handles situations where he doesn't let anyone get the best of him because he's fully in control of himself.
Constantly thinking, constantly aware. Yes. And everybody naturally leans upon him. They naturally want to follow him. Regardless of how difficult the instructions are from him, they trust him.
Yeah. Because he displays the leadership.
Yes. Which is what women want. They want a man. If they're going to follow a man, he needs to be confident and competent. And he's very competent. He shows that very early on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think men just have that so confused with control. We don't, if you're like, come on the inside while we're walking down the sidewalk, that's not control.
Correct.
That's direction.
It's a fine line too.
Yeah.
I was actually this morning before I came up here, there was a Instagram exchange I was having with some people about control, and a guy telling a woman how she can and can't dress. And I was like, that's such an interesting topic, because when, like you said, hey, walk on the inside of the sidewalk, that's control. But if a guy says what you're wearing is going to create too much attention, and if something bad happens, I'm going to have to step to it, and it might put my life in jeopardy. He doesn't communicate all this stuff. He just says, go change.
And I think that's the thing. So I think
Mhm.
and also us women, we have to do the work too. So a
Mhm.
man saying to me, come on the inside,
Yes.
I already know he's trying to protect me. I don't think he's trying to control me.
Okay.
I love it. Love it. When I walk into a restaurant bar, I want him to take the lead.
Sure.
He should be leading me through it.
Mhm.
And then I feel like I'm in my feminine. If he tells me change, I don't like that, or change on weight, I don't like that. But if he says to me, listen, you look beautiful, but I'm gonna have problems tonight. I want
Mhm.
to enjoy my night with you.
Mhm.
So I think it might be another outfit might be a better option.
Sure.
I would understand.
Sure. So it's not what he said, it's how he says it.
Yeah.
It's funny how that always works.
Yeah.
Well, there's an emotional experience that you're having when he's telling you you need to go change. He's not having one. You are.
Because we feel like a little girl being
Yes.
controlled by a parent.
When he's trying to protect you
Hmm.
like a parent.
Right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys have to get much better at explaining their why.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are the tips for women?
Oh,
So you gave two for the men.
what are the tips for women?
Well, first,
I was going to say, let's kind
let's
of
go
dive
with
a little
what you
deep.
said.
Okay.
Women, like how
Mhm.
can they find a healthy partner and relationship, and what they could do better, and the tips that you gave to the men, same for the women.
Sure. So for women, it's very interesting because there are so many different sources telling a woman what they need to do to be happy.
Mhm.
You either need to stay at home, or you need to be at work, or you need to hustle, or you need to have kids. And there are so many conflicting things telling women what they need to do. Women need to sit with themselves and ask what they actually want.
Mhm.
Figure that part out before you go out and tell men in particular, you're moving in a way that I don't like. It's like, okay, but sometimes we have to do things we don't like to get what we want.
Mhm.
We have to take a job we don't like to be financially like secure. Still got to do that. If you as a woman are wanting to be in a relationship with a man and say you want to have kids, there are going to be some sacrifices you're going to have to be willing to make, because the guy that's going to want to put you under his provisional umbrella is going to have some requirements, and you better buckle up, because he's going to voice what those are. And if you're not okay with what those are, go find another umbrella. But
Yes.
most of those guys who are capable of providing that umbrella are going to have requirements, and that's got to be okay with you.
Right.
You can't just say, I'm going to do all the things that I want. I'm not going to give him anything that he deserves. Because at the end of the day, that guy is saying, I am going to die for you. So if you can't change your outfit, maybe you're not the partner you think you are.
Because now she's a liability.
She is absolutely a liability.
No one
And
wants a liability, even as a
yes,
friend.
yes.
I don't want to go out
Mhm.
with a girlfriend who's a liability. Because now
Describe
it's
that, by the way.
so
Describe that
say a
liability.
girlfriend and I were out, and she likes a lot of attention, and I don't have a friend like that. Let's make that clear right now. They've all exited my life because I do not need to be in a situation like that.
Mm,
But I have, and I've seen it.
yeah.
So
What's it look like?
when they get drunk and
Mm,
they're talking to all these different guys, then
mm,
these guys think I'm like her.
yeah. Guilty by association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now I'm in a
Mm,
situation, and
mhm.
it could be a dangerous situation too.
Sure.
She's a liability. I can't go out with you anymore. You can't be my friend. Period.
That was so well said. The guilty by association. Women, when they dress a certain way, like say it you're married, now you're his wife, and you dress a certain way, and he asks you to change. The reason he's doing that is because he doesn't want you to be guilty by association. Though maybe the way you chose to dress associates you with women who are single or approachable, and he doesn't want that to be the case. He doesn't want any signs that you are available.
Right. Which
Is that
which is
is that
fair.
protective, or is that controlling?
No, that's protective and that's fair. And I think it does come with respect for one another. Like, to be honest with you, like,
Mm.
if I'm going out, we're together, we're going out, right?
Sure.
I'm not going to dress like that. I want to dress classy and look nice for you.
Sure.
No one else, for you and for me. I want to feel good with what I'm
Hmm.
wearing, but it's for you.
Yeah.
So if you don't like what I'm wearing,
Hmm.
why am I going to wear if I'm dressing for you?
Very true.
Then
I mean, you're hitting it.
who am I really
Say it.
dressing
There we
for?
go. She said it. You said it.
Hmm.
And then when that is expressed, he becomes controlling because she's not getting what she
And because
wants.
he could feel it, he feels something's off.
Yeah. Hmm.
Beautiful. So
You
true.
said beautiful.
So true.
Got him. Yeah. Pretty much.
So then, is there a book that the women should really read to really or show?
Yes, there is a book that women can read, and I'm trying to remember. I cannot for the life of me remember the author, but I recommend it all the time. It's Men Love Bitches.
Men love bitches.
Yes.
There you
Yes. It's a
go.
very good book, and it shows women the insights of male perspective, but also how women are able to be more approachable, more in their feminine. And I think any book that's going to help you be in touch with your divine nature, like what you're really born with, I'm all for it. And if it doesn't speak to you, throw it away. But
Right.
I think that book has spoken to a lot more women.
Fantastic.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a good one.
And I think that's really the moral of all this is that we individually have to do our inner work within
Yes.
to know what we want, what we don't
Hmm.
want. Like just because you're a woman doesn't mean you want to be a mother or a wife.
Hmm.
And then
So
some of
true.
you don't want to own businesses or work,
Hmm.
and that's all okay. It's just being true to your authentic self, who you are.
Yes.
And once you know that, you will
Mm.
align with your match. And he has to do the work too.
100%. He has to do so much work before he ever makes an approach. What?
No, I just
Oh,
said
you got
feels
chills? Oh, you
when
did.
things connect and align.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Men and women both need to be doing work on themselves. You are
Yeah.
not a finished product. And if you have this will be the only advice I give. If you have the mindset that you are the prize, you are failing. You should never feel like that. You should
Right.
always feel like the person who you're dating is the prize. Like, wow, holy crap, I just found this amazing individual, and they should be thinking that about you. If you ever think you are the prize, you will always think you are better than them.
Yeah.
Always. You should never truly think you're the prize. Nothing wrong with saying, uh, I'm, I'm an
I'm
amazing
amazing.
person,
Yeah.
but the prize, I think that's one of the worst ideologies we could ever have.
And I think also when you learn to not come from ego
Hmm.
and you really come from love, like when something happens, instead of asking, is this going to work out or why isn't this working out? Or it's more you go inwards, like, okay,
Hmm.
what am I feeling? Do I like this? Does this align with me, my
Hmm.
values, my future, what
Sure.
I want? Let me just be honest. It doesn't have to be
Hmm.
this person's wrong or this and that.
Hmm.
Just really being true because you may have an amazing person and it just doesn't work, doesn't feel right.
Very true.
So it's really
Hmm.
being honest with yourself too.
Yes. Being willing to reflect on some of those things, like, is that really me? The thing about being really me is that we're constantly evolving, and
Mhm.
we have to be okay with abandoning and shedding our former layers. We have to be okay with that, especially if we have a goal and objective. If you want to reach something, you have to be willing to put in the hard work and shed the things that have held you back in the past.
Mhm.
And that might be
Without a doubt.
that
That's
might be
so
that might be friends, that might be habits, that might be
family
environments,
members.
family members,
Mhm.
especially,
Yeah.
and even just characteristic traits about yourself. Like if you're flaky, call yourself flaky and handle that. It's
Right.
not cute. Nobody likes that. That's childish. Don't be bringing that. If you play games in communicating, say you're a bad communicator. Own that and fix it. Say it.
I love that you said that because that really is so true. It's about shedding the old layers
Hmm.
and the
Yes.
X's, everything,
Yes.
shedding everything, keeping it
Hmm.
there for the new you
Yes.
to go
Hmm.
forward on the new journey in the
It's
path.
the only way that you can. You have to be able to forgive yourself for being your previous version. You
Yeah.
have to. And so many people carry that guilt of being somebody in the past and not thinking you can ever start over.
Yeah, that's
So we have
true.
to give ourselves grace for
You guys, yes, I know it. But yeah, no, I love that. And I think also when you have boundaries, so say it's like, I don't want you talking to exes.
Hmm.
Well, then you shouldn't be talking to exes.
100%.
So it should go
Hmm.
both ways.
Hmm.
And I do feel like relationships they mirror each other. So that person most likely will naturally stop talking to exes when you stop it.
Oh, for sure.
It's like an
Yeah.
energetic exchange of
Yes.
what's going on.
Yes. I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what other anything else that you really want people to get from this episode? Oh, what about your podcast?
Oh, my podcast. So I have a podcast called Dating Today, a conversation about modern dating issues. It's only available on YouTube. We've never put it on to Spotify or anything like that. So it's just a video podcast like this
Mhm.
experiences. But yeah, you guys can go watch that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't put a whole lot of attention onto it, but that's where the podcast is, and it's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
We
awesome.
have some really good guests. I should have you on.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
love
I
to.
will absolutely be doing that. But the last thing is that I would say is obviously I'm a dating coach. Don't forget to date yourself. Don't forget to do things that make you feel good about yourself without other people involved. Constantly date yourself.
That is when I found my inner union.
I love it.
So I moved back, and you guys know that the song "Roses and Silk" is about that.
Mm,
That was when I found this cute little shop by my house that I just moved into this home, and it has this silk from India. It just
hmm.
felt so good on
Hmm.
my skin, and
Yeah.
the drapes on my porch, and I planted a rose bush, and I saw the roses bloom, and the bubble baths, and I just realized it's about romanticizing my own life
Yes.
and living in
Yes.
romance.
Hmm.
And that came with my inner union and
Hmm.
really knowing who
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
So true.
I love that. I love that so much. And and
I gotta
and
send you the song.
and well, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Do it. I have a motorcycle ride a
yeah.
little bit after this. I could listen to it.
It sounds like I finally arrived.
Mm, fitting.
Mhm.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I you have a lot of homework to do
A lot of
now.
reading, a lot of binge watching.
Yeah, so we have men, you have your tips, ladies, and check Brock out, social media.
Hmm.
And we'll put some clips where you can find him. And thank you so much for coming and being here.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, guys, Wing and Wolf podcast. See you next time. Wing and Wolf.